Yes, I made it through 2024. And let me tell you, it was not easy. But I'm thankful because I'm alive. Some of us didn't make it this far to New Year's Eve, but I did. So I'm thankful. I struggled this year. I really struggled. I went through ups and downs, curves, bumps in the road, many obstacles in my way. But I was courageous, I was determined, and I was strong. I was motivated, right? I built myself spiritually strong so that all of these obstacles that came my way this year was just testing my strength. It tested my patience. It showed me what I am capable of if I really buckle down and get serious and put my mind to it and learn how to maneuver around these obstacles. I lost my apartment at the beginning of 2024. Easter Sunday, I was homeless for the first time, living on the streets. I spent the night Easter Sunday on the streets, and I've been battering back and forth on the streets, or sleeping in someone's bedroom that they allow me to sleep in for the night, or to be able to take a shower. There were times when I had to sleep in my car, my truck, in a church parking lot. And there was times when I would be in the parking lot in my truck, and men would try to approach me to attack me. There were times when I had to sleep in someone's backyard. There were times when I had to sleep on someone's couch. I would go to the gym and take showers and use the bathroom. There were times when I had to use the bathroom outside in the bushes. There were times when I had so-called friends who allowed me to rent a little space in their home, not even big enough for, the space was only big enough for a twin size bed and my personal items. All of my things was in storage, which means I had to keep a job because I had to pay for my storage. I have to pay for car insurance. I have to pay for gas. I have to pay for food. I have to keep up my gym membership. And all of these things were going on behind the scenes. And I remained hopeful. I remained courageous. I remained strong. I remained forceful, strong, motivated. Even in my darkest times, when I felt like I just couldn't do it anymore, like I didn't have it in me to do it, my courage took over. My peace of mind took over. My intelligence took over. My will to live took over. Because I'm a warrior, I'm a fighter. Giving up is not an option for me. I had so-called friends who I was renting a little space in their home. And I was only there for maybe 2 or 3 months, and they put me out in the streets in the middle of the night and posted it live on social media while they were putting me out. And they cursed me and said that I deserved to be on the streets. I deserved to sleep in my car. They threatened to call my husband, who is now my ex-husband. They threatened to call my husband and ask him not to allow me to come and stay with him after they put me out, because they felt like I deserved to be in the streets. This so-called friend, right? I'm just telling you my journey through 2024. And the reason I know that this so-called friend went through with the threat of calling my husband to tell him not to let me come and stay with him while she's putting me out on live social media. When I did get to my husband, he showed me the videos. He showed me the voicemails, the voice messages that she left, and it was more than one. So she followed through on her threat. These are the things that I was fighting behind the scenes. And that never stopped me from doing my posts. It never stopped me from doing my reels. It never stopped me from doing my shorts. It never stopped me from bringing content to my YouTube channel. It never stopped me from engaging with my audience, all of what I was going through behind the scenes. There were times when my account was in the negative and I didn't know where I was going to get something to eat or even get gas to put in my car to go to work the next day. There was two people that was there for me in the end of all of this and helped me to push to the point now where I am in my own place. I now have my own apartment. I was able to sleep in my own bed for Christmas. Thanksgiving, I slept in my car. Christmas, I was in my own bed in my own apartment. And there was two people that I never expected to be there for me and to have my back. Out of all the people that knew my situation, out of all the people that turned their back on me and put me out and cursed me and called me all kind of names. They even cursed my journey. Right? And I didn't say a word. I stayed calm. I did not retaliate against any of these people. I did not seek revenge. Even when they yelled and screamed obscenities at me, I stayed silent and I moved out and went back to the streets. While all of this was going on, I single-handedly filed paperwork and paid the courts and did my own divorce, all while all of this was going on. My husband had to have major surgery and go through months of tests, and I was right there with him, step by step through it all, through his surgery, through his recovery, through everything, while I was homeless. And all of this was going on in 2024 for me. And I still got up every day and gave thanks. Because I feel like if I wake up and I can breathe, I'm in my right mind, my arms and my legs are working, my body is functioning like it's supposed to, there is endless possibilities for me to produce something that day. And I give thanks. Yes, I like material things. But when all those material things are taken away from you, and all your family and so-called friends are no longer there, and you find yourself homeless and alone, you have to look deep within and find your own peace, your own happiness, your own joy. You have to build that courage from within. You have to motivate yourself. You have to encourage yourself. You have to build yourself in order to face what you are dealing with, and it makes you stronger in the end. If you have the determination that giving up is not an option, giving up is not an option. You become creative. You become authentic. You figure it out. And I figured it out. And I worked it all out. I was there for everybody else and myself all at the same time. While I was homeless, I was there for everybody. I was homeless when the same so-called friend who put me out of her house and cursed me on live social media and showed everybody how she was putting me out of her house, that was the same so-called friend that for her birthday, I went and performed for her birthday, and I was homeless living in my vehicle, and I went and rented a hotel, bought an outfit just so I could take a shower and get myself together to perform for her birthday. And her birthday was a success. And yet, that is what happened to me after all of that with this so-called friend. And there was two people that was there for me. Even though in the midst of me divorcing my husband, my mother-in-law, who is now my ex-mother-in-law, and my husband, who is now my ex-husband, those two were there for me. When it was cold and I couldn't sleep in my truck in the church parking lot, my mother-in-law took me in and took care of me, and I went to work and I saved my money and I searched for another apartment, and here I am, a whole month in my own apartment. I am going into the new year in 2025 in my own apartment. I am no longer homeless. No one can put me out. The only way I can be put out is if I do something or neglect to pay my rent or take care of my finances, why I would be put out of here. I am no longer subjected to so-called friends and other people who want to take advantage of the fact that I was homeless. Yes, there was even men in my life who wanted to take advantage of the fact that I was homeless. And because I was homeless, they wanted me to do sexual favors for them in order to get this or get somewhere to sleep or it became very it blew my mind because I didn't understand what homeless people really go through until I was actually in that situation. Some people who are homeless were way worse than I was. I kept a job. I had two people that I could rely on if I needed food or somewhere to sleep. And this was months later. Easter Sunday was in April. So I struggled back and forth, staying with people, back and forth, almost the whole year. I'm giving you my testimony to show you that whatever your circumstances are, they do not define who you are as an individual. Right? That's the lesson I learned in all of what I went through in 2024. And the people who you least expect to be there for you is the ones who end up having your back. And the ones that you think that should have your back are the ones that stab you in your back. I am thankful. I'm going into the new year happy, peaceful, courageous, encouraged, motivated, filled with wisdom, filled with good memories, not so good memories, lots of lessons. Yes, I'm going into the new year like that. Uh huh. Happy New Year.